Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Gala. Before we jump into the price action, just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. And why not leave us some feedback down below in the comments section. We're always happy to hear from you. Also in the description below you'll find a link to the Discord. Why not come check it out? It's free to join. Once you're in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff and we'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Okay, so let's get into it. There were a few things that we were looking at previously, and we're looking at a diagonal potentially into here as a contracting one, but that actually invalidated because we came up higher. So we can still potentially look at this as diagonal. I don't really like this wave one, so we're just going to keep a track of it for as long as it does fit the rest of the criteria. The thing is within this structure, so we've got two things we need. We can't break this wave too low of this 4590. And also we need to be longer than this wave 3. So let's just get a target for that. And basically this wave 3 off this low would be this 6903. So in theory, if this is a diagonal, it has to cross this 6903 area. It doesn't have to touch the top channel or trend line, but it does have to cross this 6903. So that could just be a wick through it and then it moves away. Or alternatively, it could be quite substantially through it. So we just need to give it a bit of time. So there's two ways that this can happen. Basically, I'm looking at this as a potentially completed 5-wave move here. So either what we need to get is basically an A, a B, and we get a C, which comes past that area. Like I said, that's 6903. And we just get an ABC pattern play out like this. And that could complete. However, if we do move past this 6953, we need to just be careful we don't get a fifth wave, a fourth and a fifth to play out. But effectively, we'd only be looking for a 3-wave move. So if we do actually start to see some progression to the upside here, and we get this blasting off up here into the nether realm, basically what we can actually see is an ABC play out to the upside as a 3-wave move. Even if we do cross this 1.618, it is possible we could see this move come out here and then actually drop past this wave 1 and invalidate the potential of any other extension in a fourth and a fifth wave. So we're just going to have to give it some time. But like I said, 6903 is the zone we would have to cross for that to be valid as a completed fifth wave. So this is just the one way. Otherwise, what we have to do here, if we do form a 5-wave move like I have shown here, where we cross this 1.618, we get a fourth and a fifth, it would either mean that we're extending within this wave structure, or alternatively, what we're going to get is a much bigger move, where we get this as an A, potentially we come back down, and we get another 5-wave move to the upside like this, and effectively this could complete the move just in a bigger way, where we get a bigger retracement and then we get another 5-wave move. So to just make it very choppy again. So we're just going to have to give it a bit of time to see how it plays out. For as long as we don't break above this 6058 and this high point here though of the 6297, we need to be aware that there are some potential bearish counts out there. So we're going to go over those next. So effectively, if this is the case and we do push up into this zone, what we'd be looking for is a deeper retracement into this yellow box area. This might change slightly depending on how high we go here, but potentially in this zone of this 2926 to this 2023. So that would be a zone we'd be looking to actually come back into as a, whether this develops as an A, a B, and a C, or whether we get a big impulsive structure here and we have completed, because we're looking at this in two ways. Either we could have a 3rd wave low here and we're looking to set a 4th wave, which the target zone is this red box, which we're sort of currently sitting within. So if we came down again deep and then pushed up again in another zigzag, effectively this would potentially complete the move and we'd look to break down after that. Alternatively, if we actually just break down and take this 15242 after completion of this, we'd have to reevaluate it, and either this would have to be a corrective structure, though I can't really see it at the moment, but this would either have to be a corrective structure or this would be a 5-wave move and we have a correction from further back here. It wouldn't be very clear though where that would be unless we look at this as an ABC, but I don't really like looking at it like that. We'll have to see what happens. But basically, this 5-wave move is what we're currently tracking. If we want to look at the bearish potential here, what we would be looking at is something like this. And then we'd be arguing that we've actually completed earlier. So we can potentially argue that there's a triangle here as an A, B, C, D, E, and then we could have had a 5th wave completion here. If that's the case, what we could be doing here is actually just making a bigger corrective move. And if I turn this off, the 5-wave one, remove this and this, effectively this whole structure here could just be a corrective move. So the way we'd be looking at it, there's two ways. We can either look at it as a bigger corrective structure as a WXY, but I don't really like this one as much as I do, just because the X has come up so much higher than the origin of this W wave. WXYs tend to be more of a sideways sloping move, but sometimes you can get something like this. So we're just going to keep an eye on it. The way we'd be looking at this is slightly different. We'd be looking at this as an A, this is a flat for a B, and then potentially that's as a C. So if that's the case, this 4792 would be a zone we could potentially look to target, and this 4820. So the green line is the one-to-one of this Y wave, and the yellow line is the one-to-one of this C wave. So we need to see how we play out. If we start to break down here and actually look to take this low point again of this 5038 and potentially move down and take out some of this other structure, then it is possible we could be in this option. Though, like I said, it's not my preferred count, it's just something I am keeping an eye on. The other way that we can look at this is rather, if we look at this as a flat correction, potentially, where we've completed here, and actually what we're going to be looking for is basically a flat corrective move to the downside in a B wave or a wave 2 in this instance. So now the way we would have to look at this is pretty much the same. Is you'd have to argue that you could look at this as a 1-2, 1-2, and we have this as a 1-2, and then basically what we wouldn't want to do here, invalidation of this would actually come by crossing this point here of the 6058. And what we'd have to be arguing is that we have this as a 5-wave move, this is a flat as a 2, and then potentially looking to break down again. So we can either have this as an A, B, and a C, but if we do drop down to this 4500 area, this could actually confirm this white 3rd wave. So it's just something I'm keeping an eye on. This would also look to actually bring us lower down into this zone, this 420, 4214 to this 4014 range would be the end target zone if these waves play out according to this. So I'm just going to jump onto the 4-hourly because I want to show you something. So the reasoning behind this, and why I'm saying that this might have a higher range for this as a wave 2 or as a B wave, is if we do actually come down into this box zone, the 236 actually lines up with this 4124. So if we do break down into the zone, that could be an interesting zone that we get a retracement off of or get a continuation to the upside from. So we'll have to monitor this this area, because this also be a previous 4th wave over here. So you know, it kind of lines up with a few things that if we look at it this way, we could actually come back into this zone. If we're going to push down deeper, potentially the other way of measuring this as a flat, because this green box area is basically the area. If we look at this, if we pull this fib from here, we can see, so this is a typical zone that we can potentially look to target out if this is going to be a expanding flat, taking this off the B wave. The other way that we can look at this is if we pull this down to the A wave low, basically 0.618, the length of A, on top of that is a potential area we could look to travel. So these are all zones that if we do actually develop as this move, we could look to actually find support on and look to move to the upside. Though it is also possible this could extend deeper, and you know, we could argue that potentially from this high point here, we could argue that we're looking for something more like a 2.618 or a 3.618 of this A wave. If this C wave starts really going, sometimes these C waves and expanding flats can actually target out deeper within these ranges, these 2618, 3618 areas. So we'll have to just be careful with this one as it goes. If we do start to break down though, what I'd want to see is how we react after this 5-wave move. If we retrace to the upside, and we find resistance again, we could actually look to form a bigger structure where this whole thing becomes an A, we come up for a B, and then we have that C wave to the downside, which might be what we're looking for if we are going to be looking for a deeper wave 2 or a B wave in the typical area. Yeah, so that, I mean, that's the bearish sort of side of it, and nothing's confirmed with either of these moves. It just, we need to have a bit more information here and see how they play out, because if we are completed here, technically speaking, we could be looking for this to develop a bigger structure to the downside. But as with a lot of the coins now, I'm just being cautious on saying things have completed, just because a lot of them have extended multiple times, and it is quite difficult to keep track of the subwaves after you get a few extensions. So for the most part, this could still be some kind of a diagonal in here as a expanding ending diagonal, but we'd have to see the correct structure play out here. If it is, and we do get that fifth wave up here again, you know, then we'd be looking for this deeper retracement at that point. However, if we just start to break down from this point, then I would actually be looking more at the fact that this could just be a corrective move where this is an A, B, and then we're getting this deeper pullback. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on it. We need to also, like I said, this fourth wave area is this 5337 to this 7833. So we are currently within it. So if we actually do start to just break down here, and we take out this low point, effectively we could be arguing that we have a fifth wave in play. It wouldn't make sense for it to be playing out straight as it is here, but effectively this area here of this, I would actually have to take it from this high point. This area would be 1106 to 646 if we do break down for this fifth. So that's just something that we have to keep an eye on if we do continue to the downside. Although by that stage we'll have better structure and we can actually sort of track it a bit easier or a bit more accurately. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. It really depends on whether we manage to hold this wave too low here and whether we form the right structure to the upside. Otherwise, we'll have to reevaluate this, and then potentially instead of having this playing out like this, potentially maybe we have some extension going on here. But I mean, nothing, it wouldn't really make sense to me unless we're going to argue that we have something like this as a 1 1 2 1 2 and then actually breaking to the upside. But that would only really be confirmed by moving up past the 74.69 area, and then we would have to look at this as a 1 2 1 2, and then we're actually starting to break up here. But yeah, for as long as we don't break through this point here, the 6291, we need to just be aware of those bearish options, and we could actually still look to break down deeper within this move. Yeah, so we're going to leave it there. I hope everyone has enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. We're always happy to hear from you. Like I said earlier, just drop it in there. In the description below, you'll also find a link to the Discord. Once you're in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. And also in the description below, you'll find affiliate links for BYBIT and PrimeXBT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. So if you don't have an account, using the link does help us out. If you meet the deposit requirements, which can be found on the website, you also do get bonuses. So check it out if it is something you're interested in. Just please remember, if you are going to be leverage trading, please make sure that you use good risk management and make sure you know how to use the platform before you start doing any trading. Okay, we're going to leave it there. Hope everyone has a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care out there.